Hello, and welcome to another episode of Senior Bitches, where we get to know inspirational women over 50 who are aging loudly and unapologetically. Today, our guest is one of our OGs. She is one of our favorite gals to visit Senior Bitches. She motivates us. She engages us. She is running an empire out of the fucking San Fernando Valley, and we are here for it. And most importantly, she has the most profound question ever to all of us. When did we normalize looking like shit? Okay.
Good question.
Thank you. On her wildly successful Instagram platform, Shop with Caroline, she encourages us to get up, get dressed, and let's do this. She is a huge supporter of other women. She's constantly paying it forward, and we love that. She creates this community of love and support, which is important. So can you please welcome back to Senior Bitches, the incomparable, the force of nature that is Caroline Baudino.
Woo!
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mary Jo. Thank you for having me back. I am honored to be here with you again.
It is so wonderful to see you. Okay, so we did this about a year ago, and since then, you've become a bit of a mini mogul.
Oh,
you are
no.
a CEO. No, you are. Forbes honored you as a multi-channel influencer. Okay. You're on the Today Show with those two bitches showing all these wonderful like outfits and sprinkling your fairy dust. You have a podcast called Coming in Hot. That's a must listen. I think I saw you at a Tech Wizard Summit with Gary Vee. I'm very confused about that because I can barely Instagram. You are collaborating and designing jewelry. I almost need a nap for all of this. And you are a shopping god and a fashion whisperer on Amazon, where you do these once a week things where we all sit down with a glass of wine and under your direction, expand our wardrobe. Plus, you're a mom of two boys. You have your husband, John, who we met. We love John. Okay.
Love
and you're
John.
married and running a business together. And your mom lives with you. I bow down to you.
Yeah.
I bow down to you.
I love you, Mary Jo. Thank you.
You are doing it all.
That means so much. You know, I feel so honored. Honestly, I'm just so grateful to just honestly wake up every day. I just have like, I don't know what it is. I know we've talked about this in the past. There is something about after 50 that like I felt invincible, I think before 50 and kind of thought, oh, I've got time. Oh, it's fine. I'll be fine. And there's something about 50 that I just now feel like I don't know how much time is left. I want to live every single day to the fullest. I don't want to miss out on a single opportunity. Like I kind of see the end and I don't want to miss a thing. So it's been an incredible journey this year of being able to, you know, put those dreams, put those goals into fruition. Like I never, you know, sitting on the couch and never to say it wasn't amazing to be just a mom. I never want to say just a mom, right? We're not just moms. We're, you know, moguls of our homes and CEOs of our homes. But again, there was a little monotony in that for me. And I always felt like there was a little bit of something missing. And I never really knew if it was possible. And to be sitting here today, a year later with you and being able to tell you that anything is possible, any dream is actually possible is the greatest feeling in the world. And I hope to spread this message as far and as wide as possible, because to be almost 53 years old in a month and honestly living fuller, happier, you know, feeling like my best self has been the greatest form of success to me. Like, I don't need the billions of dollars. I just want to wake up feeling happy, to be honest.
I feel 100,000,000% the same way. And so I love this. Sarah, who's producing this episode, my new producer, she is one badass bitch. I call this the back nine of my life because there's an expiration date on the other side. So I sort of can't mess around with this stuff. So when you were on the podcast a year ago, I called it joy because you are just like this ray of sunshine that infiltrates our lives. Sometimes you're a bit cantankerous, but I like that in the morning when you sit down and you're like, holy shit, how am I going to get all this done today? It is real, which I love. And it's a clarion call for all of us to get together, get out into the world and be the badass bitches that we are. So I'm going to be dealing with bravery on this podcast because when people say, oh, women are strong, they can handle it, like it's a bit dismissive. Bravery is a whole new thing because there's risk involved and it's uncomfortable and you have to have accountability. And you started this journey many years ago and it's all shiny and wonderful and beautiful now, even though that you do say it's really, really hard work. What was that moment when you stepped into pure bravery and risk? Because I'm doing it right now and it's scary shit, but you did it. So what was the moment? What was the impetus for you?
You know, and I love, Mary Jo, that you're talking about this because honestly, yesterday we were having an entire conversation about how honestly think comfort is the worst addiction you could possibly have. And there is something about being uncomfortable that I think, it makes you level up and it makes you take chances. And to me, what really clicked to me one day was, what's scarier? Staying exactly the same all the way to the end, because I watch my mom right now. She's 86 years old.
Right.
She's living exactly the same, talking about the exact same thing. She's still talking about all the regret. Nothing has changed in the last 50 years that I have been with her. I'm like, what is scarier? To end up at 86 talking about the exact same things and not having any new opportunities or any new adventures or any new risk takes that like could have led to something great? Or is it worth just getting up today, getting dressed, and just taking one chance on me? And to me, it's like, it's not about an entire makeover in a day or an entire reinvention in a day, because I do think that sounds really scary. And how does anyone get started? I do think it's a slow and steady, one thing a day, working towards a goal that eventually leads you to feeling amazing. But for me, it really was that moment of, what do you want the rest of your life to look like? Like, what do you want to be sitting on that porch, on that rocking chair, telling your grandkids about? Do I want to talk about how I just like sat at home and shopped? Or do I actually want to talk about the travel, the people, the memories, the experiences, the hardships, and then how I got back up? Again, I want an interesting life. And it's not interesting if you don't take chances. And it's not interesting if you never travel or meet people or try something new. So for me, it's always scarier to think of the regret that I may have, because I watch it every day with my mother. So to me, that's scarier. So for me, like the fear of being rejected, I don't know, Mary Jo, I know you probably feel this way. There's something about after 50 that like you kind of give zero fucks. Like, do I really care about the person or people that like aren't living the life that I want? Like, no. Am I really afraid of that judgment? Like, am I afraid of the people I said something to 50 years ago that like I didn't accomplish, like that I don't even speak to? No. The only person I have to really face every day is the face in the mirror. And so for me, it is taking that look in the mirror every day. And it's like, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Is there something you could be doing to make this day better, this moment better, or your future better? And that to me is worth every fucking risk. Like, that's not scary to me. I think change is incredible. I think being uncomfortable is incredible, because I think that's what gives you the strength. That's what gives you the courage. That's what gives you that knowledge, is taking those chances and that fear. So I say face fear in the fucking face and walk through it, because it'll be really scary when you're 90 years old and you're telling your grandkid that you never took one fucking chance.
I agree 1,000,000%. And for some reason, like we're talking about, because the time on, the time continuum on the other side is a little shorter, you can't fuck around. And truthfully, I could not care less what people think about me. I've been taking it, when my public life blew up in the public sphere like 25 years ago, I've been taking it, left, right, and center. I couldn't care less about it. The thing that I really get unchy about, and I'm going through now, because I have like a big interview next week, not as big as yours, of course, but big. And this woman is formidable, and I want to be fabulous. So in my mind now, my risk is making myself so uncomfortable and pushing myself so hard. And the only person that I want to impress is me, but I'm the hardest judge in my head, right? Yeah, so that's the thing. But it is absolutely key at this point in our life to embrace risk, but it is scary. So when you started this whole thing, putting yourself in social media, and I'm doing that a little bit right now, and it is one scary landscape.
It is scary.
When you started, like the vulnerability you must have felt, did you get blowback from friends? I mean, you put yourself out there. What was that like to be so vulnerable in that space? Because when did you start? Like 6-7 years ago? Or
yeah, it was like 7 or 8 years ago. And I started doing the coffee talks in the morning. It was like really got, hot and heavy during COVID, because everybody was home. We were sitting at home all day. In the mornings, I was getting up early. Obviously, we were all going to bed early, waking up early, not sleeping, anxious. And I just started talking. And what I really realized, what was interesting, because I know a lot of people, I can't tell you how many friends, how many DMs I would get that would say, I can't believe you just said that. Or I can't believe you said that out loud. Or I can't believe you're showing yourself with no filter and no makeup. I got that a lot. A lot of people were shocked that I would use no filter and no makeup and show my real self, because I know we were so accustomed to seeing the filters and all the bullshit. And I think people were really like, they were taken aback. Yes, family was definitely taken aback about me telling stories, telling secrets, things that I'm sure they wanted to pretend never happened or didn't want anyone to know. And I didn't speak to my mom for like 3 months at one point because she was so upset about stories I was telling. But at the end of the day, I really had to say to her and had to say to myself, what am I so afraid of? Like, what am I so afraid of? What am I so afraid to tell? This is actually my story. This is actually what I went through. This is actually who I am. It's made me who I am. I'm quite proud of who I am. And what's so shameful, we all go through experiences. We all go through hard times. We're all going through so much and no one talks about it. And what I realized is that so many friends, so many of us were like talking in secret and we had all these little secrets. And when you would see the benefit of us sharing and realizing you're not alone, I was kind of like, why aren't we doing this for more women? Like, why are we all living behind this, like, this screen that, like, God forbid people know that we have credit card debt, or God forbid people know that, we aren't perfectly happy, or that, being a mom can be really boring and hard, or whatever it is. When do we become so ashamed of our experiences in our lives? And I kind of just got to this point that if I said it, it doesn't leave any room for gossip. I'm going to say it myself. I'm going to tell you everything, talk away, get over it. And then we're going to move on. And what I've realized is the more I'm honest, the more I'm authentic, and the more that I put myself out there and really am blatantly honest, the more people accept. And I think the more people feel seen and heard. And I think more and more people feel like they relate to somebody. I actually think the hard times and putting yourself and talking about the really uncomfortable conversations is what makes you connect to your community. Because again, I don't know anybody that I'm good friends with that doesn't tell me anything that's wrong. Or like, if you're always telling me everything's great and perfect, just like how social media is, like, I don't connect to you. Like, it's not realistic. It's not real to me. So like, I want to know that you fought with your husband last night. I still want to see your great outfit, but I kind of want to know what goes on behind you because I want to connect to you in some way. So
were you scared when your husband came to bed and wanted sex and you didn't? This is what I hear with all my married friends, and I'm sitting there going,
or like,
thank God that's not me.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, and she's like, oh my God, I just like had chili for dinner. I cannot, the thought of my husband and what am I going to do? And my sister-in-law was telling me this and I'm like, I don't want to hear this about my brother. I don't want to hear about this. I mean, I'm so perpetually single right now, but it's this whole curated landscape. Like,
yes.
Even I'm 62, Caroline.
You look fucking 62. Amazing.
Well,
you look amazing.
Thank you. I'm trying. Today I got dressed for you.
You look gorgeous. I love yellow.
Okay, Rebecca Taylor. I got it on sale at a sample sale. I'm wearing a little Isabel Marant jacket. I've got some Uggs, and I'm going to go to my skin doctor, potential plastic surgeon, after this meeting to examine.
You look gorgeous. I'm not kidding. Maybe we all look this good at 62.
Well, muzzle tov. Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
But I'm so sick of this curated landscape that we're all supposed to live in. So I love these gritty, difficult conversations. And I remember having lunch with you about a year ago when we got to meet in real life, and I was so thrilled. And it was sort of like you were in that situation, like what actually happens when all your dreams and your goals start coming true? Like be careful what you wish for. And you're in this 24/7 continuum because it is onslaught of what you need to put out to maintain. Yeah. And then not to mention being a mom. And now you're a caregiver and you're in that space. So I'm wondering, because you are cranking on all cylinders right now. So you must have intention and you must have goals. And when you arrive there, are you the sort of person now you can enjoy it and take a breath, or is it just on to the next thing right now? Like, what is that like for you right now?
I will say, Mary Jo, thank you for pointing it out, because I think people don't really see or understand like how much really goes into it, how much time, I know we joked about it. We just did a podcast on the behind the scenes because I think people don't really, I think everybody wants a piece of the action, but they don't understand the work and commitment that it takes. And you're right. As soon as you're done with one thing, you're on to the next. I mean, we're on 7 days a week, 24/7 on 4 platforms, plus, deals, businesses that we've invested in.
So when's your nervous breakdown coming? Is it soon?
I mean, I'm holding it back right now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just wondering.
At the moment.
Soon you're going to be a nervous breakdown, a little institutionalized, and you're going to move on.
What's funny is good. I literally was telling John, I'm like, this is why it's so important to love it. Number one, to love what you're doing and to actually have passion, because I really do wake up like, I'm so excited to get dressed. I'm so excited to put that next outfit on, or I'm so excited to like
your bra and your panties. I need to see you every morning in your bra and panties. And I'm not attracted to you. I'm not. I just want to tune in every morning to see you. I did my little shower. I'm scrubbed. I'm shaved. I'm ready to go.
Privates are clean.
Privates are clean. Did the sponge bath. And that little video that you did the other day with you and your son dancing like in matching tracksuits. Cause we spoke about like you have two very different kids like I do. And I know you're almost a different parent to both of them. When I saw that, it was so joyful for you to see that connection
Mary Jo.
and that beauty. It was
just
wonderful.
To see him, which just so women know out there, like I know sometimes it feels selfish to take care of yourself. And I know it feels selfish sometimes to live out your own dreams and goals. But, you look at that video, it brings me so much pride and so much joy to have my son, wanting to put on my, my merch, wanting to dance with me and do a video at 12 years old, about to be 13, and really support me. And he loves it. He wears it all the time. Last night he was like, Mom, I got to use your mug, for my ice cream. He uses my come in hot mug. Like, he is so supportive and so loving. And I realized that like for them to see me happy, like genuinely, I don't know when we normalized, and Mary Jo, I know we say this all, but like when did we normalize women being unhappy or moms being unhappy or miserable? And like, kids not seeing you accomplishing your goals, accomplishing your dreams, working hard, showing up, accomplishing those goals and screaming and, so joyful. And the truth is now I do run to them. Like, they saw me struggle. They saw me get up every single day for 7 years straight. And it's that 8th year where things started to, move and take on. And that's why I always say never give up. Imagine if I had gave up any one of those years. Yeah, it took 8 fucking years. Like, no, it's not overnight. You have to build a community. You have to build a business. Like, it isn't overnight. So imagine if I would have given up, they would have never seen me this happy. And I'm so grateful that I never gave up on myself, that I get to show my kids what it's like to get up and get dressed and go after your goals no matter what. And yeah, it's been hard this year. It's been a new balancing act of, I'm not home a lot. I used to be home 24/7, literally. And now like I don't pick up anymore. I'm traveling more now. I'm not home at night. I have events. It is definitely crazy. It's everything I dreamed of. I remember dreaming of being in these rooms, and I dreamt of meeting Gary Vee. It's somebody I really, really admire, and somebody I've been following literally for 8 years,
Can we just put a pin on that for one moment? Okay. Because when I saw that you went to the Gary Vee Summit for Technology Savvy, I was like, okay, we did a podcast a year ago and they couldn't work the Zoom.
I couldn't even get on.
No, you didn't know how to do anything. And this goes back to your mantra, which is, ladies, if you don't know what's in your bank account, if you don't know your health, like if you
figure it out.
If you think that some white knight on a horse is going to come around and save you, you are sadly mistaken.
He's not coming.
So this whole thing about being responsible for your social media, because I'm having somebody help me right now, but you've actually inspired me. I have to learn this shit. I don't know it.
Mary Jo, the greatest piece of advice I could give to you, and I say this all the time, and even Kayla, who's my right-hand man, we talk about it all the time, how important it is for you to know how to do things, you to know every piece of your business. Like if anything happens, I personally I can still post, I can still link, I can still manage everything. So I do think those 8 years really
Welcome to my neighborhood. Sorry, there's a shooting and something out there. Don't worry about it.
There's not a helicopter over my house right now.
It's coming.
But truthfully, it is this like, you have everything available to you. You have Google, you have YouTube, you have books, you have articles. You can figure anything out. And I want to remind women how smart and capable you are. And you literally pick that up, you start learning, you start figuring shit out, because I am telling you, it takes time and nothing is overnight. So the more that you learn, the more that you build, the more that you grow. Again, something like Gary Vee, truthfully, we joke. I mean, I couldn't even open the fucking computer. And
yeah, I remember.
When I say I admired him, I've been following him honestly for 8 straight years. And I used to say to John, I was like, I'm going to meet him one day. One day I'm going to meet him. I know it. And this was like a running joke for 8 years. Like I literally would repost him and I was like, I'm going to meet him. I'm going to meet him. And then I get the email saying that he had asked me to speak at the VCon. And I literally was like, when I tell you that I saw the email and I literally thought it was a fake and a joke. And I was like, a technology summit? Like me speak? Like with 3 men? Like it's me and 3 guys? Like I was like, what? And it was the greatest experience of my life. I am standing in the green room with Jay Shetty sitting right next to me going over his notes.
Shetty?
Oh, yeah. He's reading his notes. I'm reading my notes.
It's like your team.
All like, Gary's there, Mona, his fiance. Like, it is every person you have been watching and looking at. And we're all having these incredible conversations. Like, I'm in the room. I'm owning it. I felt fucking good there. I did not feel like an imposter. I was like, bring this shit on. And it was this moment of, we are capable of anything. Like, we are actually, from not knowing how to even open the computer to speaking at a tech summit with Gary Vee.
You didn't, or even to hook up your Zoom. I'm not rubbing it in,
no.
But you really, really didn't. And
I really did not.
Did that. So as you're going like along this pathway and the imposter syndrome, it was so funny because they asked Martha Stewart, do you ever have imposter syndrome? She's like, no. I mean, but she could be a little psychopathic, but I love her.
I know, we gotta love Martha.
I love Martha. But are there days, even with all this incredible, reaffirmation of what you're doing and support, are there ever times where you wake up and you're like, where you think that you want to be small again? Like, do you ever fight that? Do you have any resistance about sort of going back to a more comfortable zone? Because that, I think, is the secret to keep moving forward. But I find that comes up for me. Sometimes when I'm at my most powerful, I start doing that to myself and I'm like, that's interesting. Why am I doing that?
I know, because it's scary. I think it's scary to have to like hold that responsibility on your shoulders. And, there are mornings that you're kind of like, if you don't get on or you don't do your normal routine, people are asking where you are, how are you? I do feel a responsibility now to show up every day. I do feel a responsibility to the community, to have that interaction, to have that, community. So I do feel pressure sometimes. I would be lying if I said I didn't, there are moments, whether it's on vacation or on a weekend, that you do feel like, shit, I can't turn off. But I'm lucky in the sense that I do love it. I love it. So I don't feel that same need to turn off. I feel like at this age, I'm kind of excited about every opportunity. I wake up, I can't wait to check my emails because I'm kind of like, okay, what's next? And that imposter syndrome, it's more of like this, when I walked in to speak at Variety or to speak at some of these big, tech events, I mean, you are kind of like, I can't believe I'm standing in this room and they want me to speak, but I also feel very confident. And I don't feel nervous. I don't feel like butterflies in my stomach. Like how, I used to like audition for like a TV show or, when you were an actress, I would feel like sick, like visibly, like I was sick. I don't feel any of that. And I don't know if it's all these years of waiting, preparing, thinking nothing was going to work out for me, that actually really was just preparation to have me be ready. Cause I feel really ready now.
I think that it goes back to the authenticity that you talk about, because once you find your lane and once you're in that authentic lane and you know who you are and your strengths, and it's all about meeting people wherever they are, right? Like, a Gary Vee or, the biggest CEO in the world or celebrity, there is a common ground that you can meet them at. And if you're authentically who you are, you can connect to anybody. So I think that, once you're in that lane, there's such a power in that. But the other day, I actually had to do a reminder of your lessons to me because I've been really trying them. And look what I have right now. I brought it.
Let me see.
Well, no, this is just the Amazon tracksuit that you made me buy a year ago that's changed my life, that like 900 of my friends have bought. The $59 one.
It's the best. Wait till you see what's coming. I have so much coming in that you will, wait, Mary Jo, let me just do one quick.
Look, Caroline, look, it's my, oh, geez.
You guys.
Are you serious?
This is a Kate Look for Less Amazon. This is all you need to know.
Okay. That's going to go with the track pants. That's going to go with the track pants.
Of course it is.
But the other day, so I had to go to the dentist. I have a pathological fear of the dentist that they're going to take all my teeth out and put me to sleep. I don't know. I just have a lot of problems around the dentist. And I was going to wear track pants. And then I actually, in my mind, was like, what would Caroline do? And I put on this pair of H&M, like leather vegan pants I had that were sort of palazzo pants. I put on little cowboy boots, a black rag and bone t-shirt, my Isabel Marant jacket, pulled my hair back in a bun, gold earrings, red lipstick, hit the streets, 5-6 blocks to my dentist. I got stopped 4 times. Love your outfit. Oh my God, you made my day. Thank you for dressing up. Thank you for giving a shit. And by the time I got to the dentist, I didn't need to be medicated. I was fine. I felt confident. I got my cavity filled, and I just like had a spring in my step. And I'm like, why don't I remember this? Why didn't I do this?
And I know people think it's ridiculous, but I will say, when I was on the Today Show with Hoda and Jenna, Hoda literally said to me, and I will never forget it because it's one of the greatest moments of my life, to be honest with you. Literally looked at me, love Hoda. And she literally looked at me and she's like, get up, get dressed. so fucking simple and so powerful. She was like, what a great message. And I was like, it's that simple, and it's crazy how much good it can do for you.
Well, when I did my friend's podcast, Jan Arden's podcast, she's like a huge star. We love Jan. I want to hook you two up. She's obsessed with you. And
I love that.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she listened to our discussion that we did a year ago. And she said, fucking right, listening to this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like, of course, the story underneath it all. It's not about the outfit. It's not about that. It's like deeper humanity and respect. And, she was like so fascinated by like that simple concept. And when she listened more to your story, she's like, yeah, I don't care if you go to the mall. I don't care if you stand outside your house. Just a little self-love, a little self-respect, and go out into the world like the badass bitches that we are that we're told we're not.
Wait,
we are.
Why can't we look good? I'm like, when did we start shaming women for looking fabulous and doing fabulous things? Like, I don't know when. I know misery loves company. I know that we've normalized kind of looking like shit, not taking care of yourself. And I honestly really want to change that. I really do. I think, it's like the Martha Stewart, what she did for a home. Like, I want to do that for you, where it's like, you can look beautiful and still take care of your kids, still have a nice home. Like, I'm not saying that you have to be in Valentino head to toe. I'm talking about just making that little bit of effort in the morning to put your oxygen mask on first.
It
just
changes
put it on.
Everything. It changes everything. And I'm doing it more and more often in my life. And I have to keep doing that to get me where I need to go. And the other thing that I love too is I think I saw this. I think in the summer you went to Puglia. I've been to Puglia.
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay. I know,
it's amazing.
Your live streaming was making me laugh my ass off. Guys,
I got my refund. Refund.
There's no AC in this shithole. What the hell is going on here? And like, people are like Dolce Vita on their curated Instagrams and the Kaparian soda. And Caroline's like every day in her room, when's the AC coming on? Like fully dressed to go to the pool.
Who stole my money? Where's the fucking AC?
Oh my God, your money got stolen. That's right.
Money stolen. I had to fucking post because they were trying to tell me that it wasn't the housekeeping. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And as soon as I posted, somehow the money was put back. I was like, you know what? I was like, guys, I love Italy. I personally could live there. But yes, it is something where you're like, Americans like comfort. That's the truth. I just have to be honest about it. And there is a moment where you're kind of like, I fucking paid for this and I want what I paid for.
But it's also
I had a fabulous time.
You look like you had a beautiful time. You look beautiful. Your outfit's so incredible. But it was also speaking to your brand, which is sometimes you go on vacation and your vacation is hard. Like it's not always guaranteed easy. It's like you have beautiful moments, but it could be, and that's what
you're
traveling really is.
Kids, friends, like things go wrong, flights go. I mean, yes, it's hard, and and it's okay to complain. It's okay to say it isn't perfect. Like, I mean, people are always like, well, at least you're on vacation. I'm like, I get it. No one said it's not amazing to be on vacation. And just trying to remind people it isn't perfect. And it's, you're seeing these perfect pictures. It's not perfect.
I'm sharing this with you. Yeah. And another thing too that I'm in, so you can welcome me to the club. I'm in the dementia club, the sandwich generation now. I am in that because I know when you were, you lost your dad just before I spoke to you last time. And by the way, another couple of weeks of you live streaming your grief, which just made us all feel inclusive. And to me was so brave and talking about the complications in your relationship with your dad. And again, I'm referencing Jan Arden. And she's talked about it. Her dad was a horrible alcoholic for most of her life. And if he hadn't have been that way, she wouldn't have gone into the basement and written beautiful songs that eventually became like her moniker in life. So I was thinking about you too, because I'm in that club now.
Oh,
You're
wow,
welcome.
babe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And how many people are that we know that are having these aging parents, and you've got it in your home. So I don't know that your mom looks adorable. I see her on Instagram. She's a total stud. But is there any reversal? Are you more the parent now? Is she more the child? Like, are you
fully the parent? Fully the parent now. It is really hard. I just want you to buckle up and prepare yourself. And this is why it's so important to take care of yourself and put your oxygen mask on first, whether it's your children, whether it's your husband, work, or your fucking aging parents, because trust me, it's just like having small children. It really is. It's bizarre. They become so childlike, and it's full on. And it's just like when you have small children, you have to take care of yourself first so that you can mentally prepare for this kind of day, because it is very repetitive. we only talk about a couple of things, and, she repeats that over and over again. She doesn't want to get out of bed. Trying to get her to shower on the weekends is brutal. Getting her out of the house on the weekends is brutal. Trying to make time, even though you're slammed and you really want to be with your kids and your husband, but now you got to really be with your mom too. Like, it is a constant struggle. It is really hard to have your parents never ask you how you are, how you're doing, how, you've no one to turn to, no one to talk to. And you have a huge responsibility on your hands, because my mom, she will not take her pills. She will not eat. She will not shower.
Defiant.
Unless we really fucking do it. So we got a caretaker. We're very, very fortunate and lucky that we were able to find somebody who helps us out during the week. I don't know how we would do it without that. I think she would have a very boring life, to be honest. We're very lucky that we have that help to get her out, to get her moving. But it's emotionally draining. It's resentment comes out. Like she now remembers my dad in this beautiful light where like she literally told us that she hated him my entire life. Right. And now she literally the other day said to me, she's like, your dad was such a great husband. I was like, what? I'm like, he cheated on you every year. What are you talking about? I was like, you want to
same with my dad. Because my dad
literally, I was like, what? And now, and my caretaker's like, just let her. Just let her
and
I'm like, I want to scream. I want to pull all my hair out. I'm like, I had a terrible relationship with my dad because of you. I was like, and now you're telling me that he was great after you told me he was the biggest shithead. I was like, I can't. So that's hard, is what she remembers. She's making up stories. She's fucking telling me different stories. She's changing history. It's hard. I would be lying to you if I said it wasn't hard.
It's really hard. So we're on the path. So basically when I answer the phone, sometimes I just go geriatric central because I know it's coming my way, right? Because I've got power of attorney. I'm doing all this paperwork and stuff.
Oh, get ready.
And when my dad did his cognitive test, the only question he answered correctly was his girlfriend from 20 years ago. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. This is going to be a long ride. Oh my God. I can't believe it.
And they only talk about their like exes, and it's weird. Like they remember.
He's 89. Like, why is he talking about that?
I don't know.
And meanwhile, my mother's like, I can't be visiting this asshole every day. I'm staying home. So, we're getting into that whole thing, but what a different aspect of life. I mean,
are you moving him in somewhere?
He's already in somewhere.
Okay.
And I wrote on my Substack, Senior Bitches, please go read it. I wrote a piece called I've Got a Secret That I Can't Remember. And it's about my dad who's got vascular dementia and taking the cognitive test with him and having that moment going, ooh, he doesn't have many more marbles to lose. Wow.
Shit.
And we had that connecting moment when our eyes met. And I say in the essay, our eyes are both green, which is a very rare eye color. And they connected. And in that moment, he was trying to tell me something, but the window just closed and it was gone.
So hard.
So into that, whole thing. But again, just like a part of this aging continuum. Okay. On an up note.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard, but it's the reality of life. And I think people don't want to talk about it, but it's coming and you need to be prepared. And I would say always have help if you can. Be patient as you can and kind. And take care of yourself. Always take a little time for yourself every day to put the oxygen mask on, because it will take a toll.
It is true. It is like, it's the worst unpaid job in the world, basically.
It really is.
That we're doing. But yeah, I think it's really important to have these conversations. And so I wanted to share that with you. So I have a couple of fashion questions just because you are the expert.
Tell me. I love fashion.
So I know you do. I'm obsessed. So I have two questions. So for the holidays, if I wanted to get a few cute little things, what should I get? And if I actually had a little money, like a tax rebate, what should I invest in? I'm taking notes.
So, all right. So I personally, if you were going to get a couple things for the holidays, I always love. So I'm into burgundy right now. I'm like obsessed with burgundy. I don't know why. Like I am like a burgundy pair of like satin. I just got the satin pants from Amazon that are burgundy that are insane. Like gorgeous with just like a big oversized cashmere sweater. So Amazon has these great cashmere sweaters in burgundy. You can get a great boot. Like to me, it's just get that great satin pant. I feel like that's really in style right now with like an oversized crew neck sweater. I think
would it be creepy if I got the exact same outfit that you? I'm just wondering.
Get it. You're going to be obsessed. I'm telling you. I think burgundy. A cute booty, like a metallic booty, like I have.
The gold one?
The gold one? Or a silver or even the black with like the little sparkly tip. Like just to give that little zhuzh to any outfit. I think a metallic boot or shoe in your closet is a must. Okay. I think a good little sparkle, whether it's a sparkle top, a little sequin skirt, or a sequin blazer, just one piece, or even like a little matching set or like a suit. It's just fun for New Year's. I think it's just always fun for the holidays. I always zhuzh it up with like either, wear it with a boot, wear it with a heel. You could always throw on with a sneaker or a samba. Like I think just a little sparkle sequin skirt or a top is always fun for the holidays. I think a great overcoat, always a good idea. Just like a big black overcoat or a good brown is just great. The barn jackets are in style right now, like a great barn jacket that you just throw over any kind of casual outfit.
Is that like a Martha Stewart thing when she's trolling around the farm and feeding her pigs and stuff? I got that.
Yep, like the corduroy collar and just like a nice green or camel. I personally like just like a high boot, just like a great boot to wear with like jeans tucked in or with a great slack. You know what I mean? Like I have so many Amazon finds that are all like these amazing looks for less. Like we have great Amazon suit that is killer.
Are you Amazon's Monday night? Are they Monday or do they change?
I am not doing those lives anymore, but I do every single day. We link tons of Amazon options every single day. We're doing a ton of holiday gifting, holiday, outfit ideas. I have suits for you. I have coats for you. I have sequins for you. I've got the best boots, best bags, everything you could possibly need.
Okay, I'm going to hit you up because I might go on a date in the new year. Who the hell knows? My psychic says there are 2 men coming my way. One with green eyes and one with blue eyes.
Fuck yes.
Okay,
yes, you need a sequin skirt and you need a great suit.
Okay, well that's
a suit
done
with
and done.
just a bra and you just pin it and you just look fabulous.
Yeah, I love that. A little slutty, a little veilable, but elegant
or
at
even
the
just
same
like
time.
A pair of jeans, a great pair of Levi vintage, your cute cape boots in metallic, and then throw on like a tuxedo blazer. Just pin it with like a little bow or a little like a little pin, and you're done. Sexy, all the necklaces. You're zhuzhed up, and you didn't break the bank.
Okay, I love that. Now, quickly, if I wanted 2 or 3 things to investment, give me investment. Again, notes.
I think jewelry that's where I invest, to be honest with you. I love investing in just like a great pair of hoops, a great diamond tennis necklace. I love hand chains. I think that's just like a fun way. That ring that you've been dying for. I do think that like jewelry is a great time to invest, especially with the sales. I also think a great like leather or suede jacket, or something like that you've always wanted because you never can go wrong.
Correct.
And then that bag, like that bag that you've always wanted that you've been dying for.
Is it Parker Hatch that I'm obsessed with?
Parker Thatch?
Thatch.
The best.
Are you obsessed?
First of all, Eileen is the best. Like Eileen and Matt are the greatest couple, the nicest. Like they're incredible human beings. Bags are amazing, really well made, sturdy. And I think it's always fun to get, like, I like investing in like a little bit of a funky bag, like not the one that everyone has. Like I don't care about the classic. I actually like the little bit of like that pop of color or a little bit cool or a little bit interesting, a little bit edgy. That's where I like to invest because not everybody has it and you can resell. So I think investment is always where you can resell. So jewelry, watches, handbags, you can always make money on if you needed it.
Caroline, this is, I'm sure you're going to be writing a book, but this is invaluable advice. Okay. You better write a book, biatch. Okay.
Don't you worry. Coming up.
I'm sure there's going to be a series about your life story. I just hope I can play some little part as your senior bitch lady.
Fucking better, but you should be my sister.
I better be. I could be your older, sluttier sister. Okay,
I love that.
That's what I'm going to do. Okay, you've been so generous with your time, but I have one final question for you. And by the way, I love your husband, John. He's the cutest thing
he's
ever.
The best.
He's got such wonderful energy. So,
ladies, marry the nice guy. Marry the fucking nice guy.
I know.
I'm taking
that note too. I'm taking that note. Jewelry. Funky bag, nice guy. Okay. Yep. This is my question to you, my soul sister. What is your idea of bliss or heaven at this point in your life?
Oh, great question. Waking up every morning, being in my home, to be honest, like I feel like my home is like when I get into bed at night, honestly, like when I get into bed at night, people ask me all the time, like, how do you listen to everything, all the chaos? How do you, every day? And I have to say, I think it's because I have a happy home. And I feel like that's why I'm able to, withstand so much is because when I come home, it is peaceful. It is where I'm happy. It's where I feel safe with the people in it. Like I feel so safe with John, my boys, having my mom here, knowing she's safe. The people that help me every day, like Kayla and Mila, like this is where I feel good. So for me, it is those moments when I get into bed at night, genuinely, every single night, I feel super grateful. for the simplicity of feeling good in my own skin. Like, I didn't always feel good in my own skin. I didn't always feel good, in my real life. I think we do spend so many years always wanting more, wanting different, wanting what somebody else has. And I have to say, I feel total bliss knowing and waking up every day feeling finally like I have everything I need. And I feel really happy. So I'm really grateful for it. That is honestly, every day I get into bed, I feel really lucky.
That is such a beautiful answer. That is such a beautiful answer. And that's why you're an inspiration to all of us, because you do it with grit and gumption and honesty. And we absolutely adore and love you. And I'm so proud to call you a friend. And I wish you continued success in the world, because I love supporting women and I love seeing you in the position you're in now. So all the best to you. And I'm supporting you all the way too. All the way, baby. I know. But I love you. Thank you. Best to your family. Stay healthy, stay well. And thank you so much for joining us today. I love you. I love you too on Senior Bitches. I can't believe I'm 62.
You look fucking amazing.